Upsides, downsides for Smollett, City and looming fines fight. Chicago UA brewing battle over Chicago's demand that Jussie Smollett recoup the city more than $130,000 for an investigation into his report of a racist, anti-gay attack and the Empire actor's apparent determination not to pay. It could ultimately land in a civil court, where a jury could have to answer the question that was supposed to be answered in criminal court: was the attack staged or not? The first legal skirmish in the wake of a shocking decision by Cook County prosecutors earlier this week to drop all criminal charges against Smollett could come as soon as the end of next week, the deadline for Smollett to send in a money order or cashier's check for $130,106 plus 15 cents. His legal team, Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who has said the false claims by Smollett damaged the city's reputation, denounced Tuesday's against Smollett as a whitewash. Emanuel said Smollett's lawyers shot back Thursday, saying it is city officials who. The downside of paying for Smollett is that it would be perceived as an admission of guilt, and he's still adamant he's told the full truth about the incident that he says happened January 29 in downtown Chicago. Say the evidence. Among the potential downsides for the city, it could end up spending far more in legal fees than it's asking Smollett to recoup and can ever hope to get from him. If he doesn't pay, and while the current mayor seems committed to seeing the process through, his successor may not be. Emanuel's in his. With charges dropped, Smollett seemed to dodge what would have been emotionally grueling criminal proceedings, culminating in a trial with days of public testimony. All that could be in the issue on which the outcome of a civil trial would hinge would be the same. Does the evidence show that Smollett, who is black and gay, made up the attack about two masked men shouting slurs, wrapping a rope around his neck and pouring a substance on him? At a civil trial, much of the same evidence would be on display. But to the city's advantage, the spokesman for City Hall's Law Department, Bill McCaffrey, wouldn't spell out exactly how the city would respond if Smollett doesn't pay next week, saying the city is. The city has sought to reclaim money before over reports that were purportedly false and succeeded. A University of Iowa physician, Gary Hunning-Hake, reported that he was attacked and stabbed while jogging in Chicago in 2010. After contradiction, follow Michael Tarm on Twitter at. Check out the APS of the Jussie Smollett case.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up.